Hey guys, it's Stacy. Today I'm going to talk about week 3 of the Pisces lunar cycle. All month we have been working with the theme of Pisces, which is all about idealizing what we want to make possible for our future and how we want our future to look like. As we're dreaming about the legacy that we leave in this lifetime, what does that look like? What are the dreams that we have and how are we going to reach those dreams? And as we've been moving through this month, we work through receiving the things that were in our world that might be coming up in terms for review so that we can see where there might be things that are clinging to our energy, our time, our resources of money, whatever they might be, preventing us from being able to see beyond what we thought was possible, beyond what we thought our potential was in this lifetime. Where are we holding ourselves back because we feel obligated or because we feel that everything's been running smoothly, and if we rock the boat and take out that part of our system and our routine and our schedule, we won't be able to continue to feed the system and to continue to grow, or just to keep things the way they are so that things are safe and moving smoothly. Pisces is about dreaming beyond that. Pisces is about releasing the things that are keeping us stuck and keeping us held back from what is possible. This full moon is very powerful because it is a lunar eclipse. Eclipse energy is energy that expands beyond just the 11 months that we typically work with a lunar cycle, or within the 4 weeks that we are working with one in small scale right now. But when we're talking about eclipse energy, you're looking at an 18-month period. We had our first eclipse within this energy in the fall. It was not a Virgo eclipse, it was Pisces. And that was a full moon in Pisces. In the fall, we were really looking at probably really how to float beyond some of the heavy things that we were seeing that was not going to stay within us, or that was not going to follow with us moving forward. And we were starting to understand what that potential was going to look like. And now it's really about understanding how are we going to develop systems in our world that's going to support that. How are we going to release, because this lunar eclipse is truly about releasing the systems and the ways that we've done things in the past, taken care of ourselves in the past that have prevented us from going towards our potential. So whatever's been coming up this month or this lunar cycle, which began on February the 28th, that first week was receiving more clarity around what needs to be released. We've now been able to work through a lot of things since the fall, and perhaps our feelings have changed. Perhaps the feelings are not as intense anymore. Perhaps we've been able to let go and see some potential since that time. And because we've been able to do that, we then, a week ago, when we were looking at the first quarter and we were looking at Gemini, we were starting to recognize that we're processing things a little bit differently. So the way that we used to release and move towards things, perhaps, or the way that we used to take care of things, now when we're taking in new information, new visions, new goals, new ideas, we're starting to process that differently. Perhaps we have, through Gemini, we have new networks that we've been communicating with. Perhaps it's just in the way that we do communicate. Our language, our verbiage is now different because we have settled into these new visions or into the beginnings of these new visions. I say 18 months, but the energy of an eclipse actually expands beyond that into an 18-year cycle. And this is a really incredible time because we are at the end of the Pisces cycle this month. So by the time we hit March 29th, we will have wrapped up just the zodiac year. So from last April until now, which is a huge period of time for us to reflect back on these last 11 months. But also when we get to the end of the Pisces lunar cycle and we begin Aries and a whole new year and a whole new zodiac sign, we are finalizing the last eclipse energy that we were just working with over the last 18 months, which was actually probably more like 20 months or 24 months at this period of time, right? So that whole new beginning that we were shifting through, and if we want to go by years, we were looking at 2022-ish, moving into like 2022, 2023, moving into this period of time right now, was a whole new beginning for ourselves, for our self-development, for ways of how we want to show up in this world, of how we want to go after the things that we want to show up for. And now we're sort of wrapping up the new way of thinking for ourselves, those new personal goals that we've set for ourselves since 2022. We're now starting to go beyond that, and we want to now dream what is possible. What can we do with these new visions, and how are we going to let go of the old ways that we used to take care of ourselves and organize our time so that we can now structure ourselves accordingly to be able to go after the new. And this only opens us up to the next 18 months, as I said, to work with this Pisces and Virgo energy, which I will probably end up doing a different video of this somewhere else so that people can go back to that and really explore deeper as to what the overall energies that are really helping to govern and guide us at this period of time from now until around 2026. And so having that long scale version of energies and understanding what the main goal is here, like the main focus the main theme that we're focusing on over the next extended period of time. I mean, this is how I started to change my world 5 years ago. And this is how I hope to now begin to show up and help everybody else change their world when they can start recognizing, not only focusing on the themes and how we can get there, but then learning about your own patterns, learning about how you take in what's around you and how you process that and how you communicate it and how you build it into your world while using discernment and while learning how to take your ego away from the equation so that you can look at everything with a bird's eye view, and you can see it with that bird's eye view, and you can hold compassion for other people who are just living their own lives as well. That goes into so many things. That is really what Pisces is about, right? It's about letting go in order to idealize the future, in order to see what it is that you're working through, and giving compassion while you're doing it. Letting go with compassion, not with anger, not with resentment, not with animosity, but understanding that this is the journey. The journey is connecting with certain people, shifting those relationships, connecting with certain projects, shifting those projects. When we need to catch ourselves hanging on versus letting go, not being stagnant in certain ways of thinking, in limiting beliefs, whether that be beliefs that we've held about ourselves because we just don't think we're capable of doing things, whether they be letting go of the beliefs that we have that keep us stuck in the routines and the systems that we have going because we think that's the only way that we're going to be able to survive. There's ways that we're here to evolve that speak to our creativity, that speak to our unique personalities, that speak to the way we feel and move through this world. And it's up to us to honor that and to understand ourselves so that we can really, in true Virgo fashion, develop an efficient system for managing ourselves so that we can show up and give that to the world. So that's a very broad spectrum review of week 3, but I hope that it brought a little bit of insight, and there's more to come. I'm going to offer up more insights as to how I've been working with this energy and the energy before, in terms of the eclipse energy that we were working with before, working with Aries. And now we're working with Pisces and Virgo. Aries was Aries and Libra. So there's a lot there that I get to unpack for everybody, and that will come, and I will bring part of that into Society's Daughter, which is also going to be released in the next couple of days because I bring that out for the full moon. And so Society's Daughter podcast will be airing in a couple of days, and that will really highlight how I'm moving through these energies within my own world, how it brought me to where we are right now, what I'm releasing in order to bring in this incredible new beginning that I am launching for myself. My registration is open for my Archetypes of the Zodiac course that I've been discussing and sharing and promoting, and it's here. So you can head over to themavenscall.com and you can find the majority of my stuff and information on me over there. You can find my articles over at Substack, and you can find my YouTube videos over there, and that will cover the monthly overall theme energy plus the weekly updates as well. And there are tutorials over there that will help guide you through to understand how we're working through the lunar cycle. And again, I will try to, I don't know when that will be coming, but I will be putting together something that will help describe the overall energies of the eclipses that we're moving through over the next 18 months, because I think it's important to give people an overall view and how they can find that energy within their own worlds. And that's it for now. So take care, and I will catch you on the last quarter moon next week. Bye-bye. Take care.